state of Israel has eliminated Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah. To our enemies, I say, we are strong and determined. To our partners, I would say, our war is your war. And to the people of Lebanon, I say, our war is not with you. It's time to change.
That was Israel's defense minister confirming the assassination of Hezbollah's leader, Hassan Nasrallah. Hezbollah had backed Hamas after the October 7th terror attacks on Israel, opening up a second front on the country's northern border. But in recent weeks, Israel engaged in a series of attacks intended to decimate Hezbollah's capabilities and its leadership. No move bigger than the killing of Nasrallah, which has sent shockwaves through the Middle East. ABC's chief foreign correspondent Ian Pannell has the latest from Beirut.
The streets of Beirut are awash with shock and grief. Hassan Nasrallah, the father of the nation for millions of Lebanese, the revered leader of Hezbollah for more than 3 decades, is dead. Nasrallah, who served as the group's leader since 1992, was killed in a series of massive Israeli airstrikes targeting his underground headquarters in Beirut Friday.
He was an immediate threat to the life of thousands of Israelis and other citizens.
With Iranian funding, arms and support, Nasrallah transformed Hezbollah into a potent military and political force in Lebanon, drawing support and respect throughout the Shia Crescent, stretching from Iran through Iraq, Syria and Lebanon for challenging and attacking Israel. The 64-year-old firebrand leader had been in hiding for years. He was last seen in public 13 years ago in the same neighbourhood where he died Friday. Long one of Israel's most wanted, he had to address his supporters by video, as he did last week, when he called Israel's attacks on Hezbollah with exploding pages an act of war. Hezbollah went to extraordinary lengths to conceal Nasrallah's whereabouts. New York Times reporter Neil McFarquhar interviewed him in 2002.
We were taken in a darkened van with blindfolds on, driven around for a while, and then they let us into an apartment complex not unlike those that were bombed.
America and Europe have long prescribed Hezbollah as a terrorist organization. President Biden responding to the news of Nasrallah's killing in a statement Friday, saying his death from an Israeli airstrike is a measure of justice for his many victims, including thousands of Americans, Israelis and Lebanese civilians. It's been a good 2 weeks for Israel and a devastating stretch for Hezbollah. A senior US official telling ABC News that the US and Israel believe the IDF have now eliminated the top 30 or so leaders of Hezbollah during escalating attacks over the last several weeks, including killing one of the militant group's top commanders, Ibrahim Akil, wanted by the US for his role in the massive bombings at the American Embassy and Marine Corps barracks in Beirut in 1983, which killed more than 240 Americans. Following Nasrallah's death, the movement is in disarray, but there are still concerns this conflict will escalate further. With Israeli forces continuing to strike southern Beirut throughout the day Saturday and again today, and preparing for a potential ground incursion into Lebanon.
Israel was probably trying to decapitate the organization so they would not have to invade, but it's not clear what Hezbollah will do with its vast arsenal in the absence of a leader.
Martha, it speaks to the huge differences in this region, that there were tears from many, but also celebrations elsewhere in the region. Questions now about what happens to Hezbollah. Undoubtedly, it's definitely going to try and regroup, but we also have to wait and see how Iran responds. There was a statement from Ayatollah Khamenei insisting that the resistance will continue, but honestly, it was a pretty muted response. Meanwhile, President Biden continuing to push for a ceasefire, not just here in Lebanon, but also in Gaza.